Yeah. So move to what? To the must. There is no a counterpart and auxiliary for must. The first use of must is obligation or compulsion in the present tense. Be obliged to, have, go to. طبعا بالreported speech in which I should change all the present form to be what? To be past form. شلون راح أحول حالة الماست؟ Look at this one. See, except in reported speech, it is obligation or compulsion in the present tense. Be obliged to, have, go to, except and have to or have, go to. طبعا except in reported speech, only had to, not must, is used in the past. For reported speech. There are two negatives. One, not be obliged to, and negation of for the meaning of must, needn't or don't have to, or be obliged not to, اللي هي mustn't. Let us see the examples. You must be back by 10 o'clock. You must be back by 10 o'clock. You are obliged to be back by 10 o'clock. But here, yesterday you had to be back by 10 o'clock. Here, since the meaning is, or the time is past, so there I cannot use must. Instead, you say what? Had to. Okay? Had to be back by 10 o'clock. But yesterday you said you had to, you must be. You had to be, you must be. Why yesterday here? Why I use both of them? Because it is not a normal sentence. It is what? A reported speech. You see? You said. It is a reported speech. So you have the option to use either had to or must. لكن بهذه الحالة you are obliged to use had to, not must at all. Here you needn't be back. Here it is what? The negation or the negatives of must. You cannot use mustn't, by the way. Either you say you needn't, or you say you don't have to, or you say you are not obliged to. اللي هي معناها me must not. Logical necessity. Look at the logical necessity. Must is not used in sentences with negative or interrogative meanings. Must cannot be used in non-assertive sentences. لا بالnegative ولا بالinterrogative. And instead, in order to have the same meaning, اللي هو logical necessity, you can use can in negative or interrogative sentences. Just like this one. There must be a mistake. There must be a mistake. You see, the meaning is necessity and the sentence is positive. So there must be a mistake. It is what? Logical necessity when jumla is positive. If I want to negate this sentence, I cannot say there must not be a mistake. It's totally wrong. And instead, you say there cannot be a mistake. There cannot be a mistake. Why? Because mustn't or must cannot be used with negative and interrogative sentence. But there is an exception. Must can occur in superficially interrogative but answer assuming sentences. What does it mean? Interrogative عن question. What does it mean answer assuming sentences? Which is a sentence or a question in which the answer is assumed from the sentence, the question itself. Like, mustn't there be another reason for his behavior? Here the meaning or this question doesn't need an answer. The answer is assumed from the question itself. so it is called, so it is what you see, it is negative interrogative. واستخدمت المصنت اللي هو I know that must not cannot be used in any question or in negation. But this kind of sentences, it is not a question by itself. It doesn't answer or ask for a specific or something missing. It is just it is a superficial question. Yes, what else? I have ought to. Again, logical or obligation. You ought to start at once or expectation. توقع. They ought to be here by now. If we read just like the sentence or the notes, ought to and should both denote obligation and logical necessity. Both ought to and should, both of them denoting or expressing the obligation or logical necessity, but they are less obligation or categorical than must and have to. يعني إذا نريد نسوي فد ranking لل ought to و should و must و have to, both of them denoting obligation and logical necessity. But the most frequent, the most strong one, which is what? Must. بعدين have to. Then you have should. Then you have ought to. So ought to is often felt to be awkward in questions involving inversion, and should is preferred. Still less categorical than ought to is had better plus per infinitive. Must you go? Must you go? Well, I don't have to, but I think I had better. You see, now must we go? It is what? Logical necessity. It is what? Obligation or logical necessity. Now عندي بعدين don't have to. It is less than or less stronger than must. Had better. It is what? Less of strength. So again, both must to, must have to, should, ought to, had better, all of them denoting what? Denoting application and logical necessity, but with different degrees. And if I want to arrange them starting from the strongest to the weakest, I will start with must, have to, should, ought to, then I have had better. Yeah, the tense of modals, look at these. I say only some of the modals have corresponding, you see, corresponding present and past forms. Corresponding present and past forms. Can, could, may, might, or could, shall, should, will, would, must, had to, used to تماما only in the past, ought to there is no corresponding past, need only in the present, there I have, there's. Here طبعا he can speak English now, he couldn't come yesterday, had in the present, this is in the past, ability in the present, ability in past. He will do anything for money, he wouldn't come when I asked him yesterday. The usual past tense of may denoting permission is could. طبعا هنا أنا انتظرت ما علقت عليها. So may denoting permission, the past of may denoting permission is could. Could. Let us see. Today اللي هو present. Today we can stay the whole afternoon, or we may stay the whole afternoon. هذه in a present. If I want to change the tense or the tense of the sentence from a present to past, هنا بالpresent I use both can and may denoting permission. But here if I want to what? To change to past, I say yesterday we could. Could اللي هو the past form of can and may denoting permission. The following models are not used in the past tense except in reported speech. اللي هو must, ought to, and need. Had to serves as the past of both must and had to. Now look at these sentences. He has to leave now. هذه okay. If I want to make it past, using must in normal sentences in the past, it is not okay, not a grammatical. So this sentence is not a grammatical because the sentence in the past, so I cannot use must in the past. Must cannot be used in the past. And instead you can say he had to leave in a hurry. يعني if I ask you to change a sentence from present to past, هي الجملة نقول لك change he must leave now. حولها للpast. You should say he had to leave. He had to leave yesterday. Look at these examples. Yesterday the children. هذه جملة عادية in the past. Must any grammatical in the past. Ought to any grammatical. Needn't any grammatical. Daren't, it is okay. It is not rare to be used. Dared not, okay. Did not dare, it is okay. But all of these possibilities, all of these options will be okay if the speech or if the speech is reported speech. يعني كلام غير مباشر وكلام منقول. He said the children must to, ought to, needn't, daren't, dared not, did not dare. It is okay because it is a reported speech. Clear? Yeah. The last item in this chapter, which is the models and the aspects. Please pay more attention because we have just like a math. 1 plus 1 equals 2. Look, the perfective and progressive aspects. يعني in this chapter, on this item, in this section, we are going to see what are the possible aspects that can come with the models. Do they use with all aspects, simple or perfect or progressive وكذا, or they are restricted to certain uses or restricted to certain aspects according to their uses. So, the perfective and the progressive aspects are normally excluded and cannot be used when the models expressing ability or permission. Ability and permission. عندي الكان تنطيني ability عندي الpermission تنطيني can ومay كذا. So if the meaning of the model is ability or permission, or if the will and shall denoting volition, only with the what? With the simple aspects. Only with the simple aspects. يعني if I say I can drive the car, I can drive a car, هذه ability. هذه ability. هذه I can drive a car cannot be changed to I can be driving a car. حولها للبروجريسيف. I can have driven the car. مثلا perfective وهكذا. So if the meaning is ability, permission, volition اللي هو insistence, intention, willingness, هذين كلهن ما يصيرن بالperfective والprogressive. This is only for simple aspects. Other than these aspects, it is okay to use with what? With perfective وبالsimple وكذا. شو بقى عندي من اليوسز؟ عندي possibility, necessity واللي هي الخاصة بالprediction اللي هو بالwill. Possibility تشوفون he may have missed the train. شنو الaspect؟ It is may denoting possibility. He may have missed the train. هذا perfective. He may have been visiting his mother. It is what? May here denoting possibility, and the aspect it is perfective progressive. He can be swimming all day. هذه possibility. The meaning is of can is possibility, and the aspect is what progressive. The meaning of can is possibility, the aspect is perfective progressive. Necessity, he must have left his umbrella on the bus. He must have left his umbrella on the bus. This necessity. هذه it is what perfective. I must be dreaming, it is necessity, and the meaning or the aspect is progressive. You must have been sitting in the sun, it is perfective, progressive, and the meaning of must is necessity. Prediction, the guest will have arrived by now, it is a prediction. Your specific prediction. John will still be reading his paper, it is what it is habitual prediction here, and the aspect it is what progressive aspect. This is the end of chapter concerning the verb and the verb phrases. All the best, my dear students.